All right. And we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast presented by the GSMC Sports Network. Just to kind of talk about what our first segment, we talked about our WWE SmackDown review and basically what it means for Mania, especially since there's there's two more SmackDowns and two more Raws until the grandest stage of them all, kind of like the Super Bowl, so to speak, of wrestling. So honestly, I think right now with the whole storylines and everything like that, like all it feels like every promo, every match, every sentence said by every superstar is gonna mean something about WrestleMania. So I don't know. You can't really miss a beat, so to speak. But just a reminder. Also, we always get a number of questions from viewers that come in during the show. So to ensure that your questions get read on air, I ask you to use the tips and donations link at the gsmcpodcast.net with your questions. This puts your questions on top so I can see it, so we can definitely talk about wrestling and how you feel about this whole Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, kind of aspect. Also, maybe you want to tell me who's going to win between Sami Zayn and Gunther. Although I put my money on Gunther. I'm betting the house on Gunther. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, so let's put your question on top so we can talk about it, and it just helps the show. Just helps the show, guys. It keeps us going. Leave a positive review. We love peace, love, and positivity. Again, the link is gsmcpodcast.net. So, without more further ado, we're going to talk about our second segment, Monday Night Raw, live in at the Allstate Arena in Chicago, Illinois, where CM Punk is set to make his, not debut, not debut. He's set to make a return. I don't know what he's going to say. I heard a lot of talk about him going to NXT and helping young rising NXT superstars, kind of, like not like a trainer, so to speak, but I don't know, just kind of like a mentor towards some of these young guys who are looking to kind of make a bigger name for themselves. And in NXT, there's a lot of young guys down there that probably should make it up to the main roster. Obviously, you have Braun Breaker right now, kind of like slowly but surely he's going to make it up to the main roster. Right now, I know he has the Wolf Dogs tag team with Baron Corbin, but at Stand and Deliver, I don't know if they're gonna, take the titles away from them. I don't know if they're gonna lose, but I don't know. I don't see another formidable tag team, kind of like a tag team title worthy competitors. I don't know. Um, I think I think I can see Braun Breaker kind of moving on and like Baron Corbin kind of left trying to find a partner. But kind of like when Darby Allin in AEW was left without Sting because Sting retired and they, they won the tag team titles, the AEW World Tag Team titles. But kind of creating this like tournament kind of thing. But then they are doing the six pack challenge for the tag team titles for the main roster. I don't know if Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker are both gonna make come back to WWE. Honestly, I think that would I would like to see that. I would honestly like to see Baron Corbin come back and do what he did, but really good for wrestling for the beginning part of his career. Like when he was the lone wolf and the I'm like when he came out with like the long hair and like kind of like that antagonist that like he's not a good guy or a bad guy. He's that lone wolf, like you know what I mean. Like he can't trust anybody. I liked what they really did with his character. Like whenever he came out, people like looked, people were like, "Oh my god, here comes the end of days," and deep six. But then they did the whole Money in the Bank thing, which was a complete failure in my opinion. And then they had the broke Baron Corbin where he was asking Kevin Owens for $20, and it was just nonsense. And then then he won the lottery, the lottery, and then he was Happy Corbin, where he came back and he made billions of dollars, and then he was represented by JBL. And then he let JBL down by losing all of his matches, and then he eventually got bumped down to NXT, which like I said before, it's not really like a demotion going to NXT, but it's kind of like where they keep those superstars on the back burner to be like, all right, he's kind of teetering right now. Like we saw how Baron Corbin was on the main roster. Now we're gonna kind of put him down toward NXT to see how how the fans react to him. See if we can still market this guy. which is smart strategy when it comes to WWE like professionals and their talent group. But I don't know, it'd be kind of cool to see both of them come up and like contend for the tag team titles. Anyways, moving on. So like I said before, CM Punk is returning tonight. I don't know what he's gonna say. Probably along the lines of maybe giving the fans kind of like honestly, as a fan, I would expect him to tell us when is he coming back. It'd be nice to get like a nice little span of when he should be coming back. Like I don't think he has a chance for Mania. Although there is rumors and speculations that he may come back and do a small little thing on WrestleMania. But honestly, I don't think they should do it, especially if he's hurt. Because if they do it, they're going to end up doing more harm than good, if that makes any sense. He's going to come back too early. He's going to get hurt. And then, Lord knows, that's another like 6 months to a year. And that's just detrimental for CM Punk, especially when he came back to the WWE trying to, pick up where he left off. Kind of pick up the bridges that he burned during his whole pipe bomb thing in WWE, saying that he apologized to the fans and that he belongs at Monday Night Raw. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do in this promo. It's going to probably say a lot about his character moving forward with the WWE. But I know right now Drew McIntyre is kind of like his arch nemesis. He really McIntyre takes pride in what he did to CM Punk and injuring him, putting him on the shelf. So I can imagine Drew McIntyre coming out and just basically talking mess to CM Punk, saying that you never had a chance, you never should have came back to the WWE, and then which is crazy because he has a match with Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, but I feel like during because of this whole bloodline drama that Drew McIntyre really like I don't know this. Like you have the fight, you have the world's heavyweight championship match at WrestleMania, but like looking at it in retrospect, like sure they're talking crap to each other every week and they're trying to keep that, but Seth is kind of like bigger than the situation. Like, and I'm not trying to denounce or I'm not trying to put Drew McIntyre's like name in like oblivion or whatever, but I don't know. I just feel like right now Drew McIntyre like it's not like he doesn't matter, but it's like right now Seth's career choice where he's going to end up after WrestleMania because there's so many different types of obligations and so many different types of like storylines that could develop through this WrestleMania Night 1 tag team match between The Rock, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. There could be so many different storylines between the four guys that it's gonna be hard to book. It's kind of be honestly, if I'm a WWE creative like official and they're asking me, what do you want to do with Seth Rollins? I have no idea. Like, do you want to keep him that baby face? Or do you want to make him like kind of like that heel? And a lot of people, including myself, it would be kind of crazy to see all this positive publicity happening around Becky Lynch and have Seth Rollins kind of go toward that heel role, which I feel that that's the reason why they're probably going to keep Seth Rollins as a babyface. But I'm not saying that the outcome of the match is dependent on what happens on night one, but it's going to be a pretty damn good assessment on the future of the world's heavyweight champion. Like I believe it's Seth Rollins kind of takes a turn for the worst and like turns on Cody. Then you can probably have Seth Rollins hold that heel as the champion, but then you also have Drew McIntyre, which is kind of shifting toward a heel, but it's not going to mean a damn thing if Cody Rhodes wins. If Cody Rhodes wins, he's going to be the biggest babyface champion that WWE has probably ever seen. Like this whole storyline, this whole story plot between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes has been astronomical. I can imagine like the ratings have been absolutely skyrocketed. People are selling merchandise and they're selling like oh god, like so much success. It's gonna be crazy to see what's WWE life gonna be without post Roman Reigns not being a champion. So I don't know, should be interesting. Moving on, we have Sami Zayn versus Bronson Reed. Obviously Sami Zayn trying to build a momentum toward WrestleMania. I think he's gonna get the dub here. You also have Jey Uso fighting Shinsuke Nakamura once again. I think Jimmy would probably. It looks like he's gonna win, but then his brother Jimmy's gonna come in and just absolutely like do something just to kind of build up tension toward WrestleMania. Because when you look at this match, it's like, what's the point? What's the point? Why is Shinsuke Nakamura fighting Jey Uso? And it's just, it's just trying to put Jey Uso in kind of like this hero role, where you have the cousin and probably Solo Sikoa coming out, and you'll probably have maybe Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins coming out and defending him. I honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this match is like not the main event, but kind of like like around the last matches, kind of thing. Because then you have Monday Night Raw ending, it fades to black. You have an ending, and you have Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, and Cody Rhodes in the ring, which kind of just paints a better picture, better portrayal about what's going to happen during WrestleMania, if they're gonna pull off the win or not. And you also have Ricochet versus JD McDonough. I think Ricochet is going to continue his dominance against the Judgment Day, and I think JD McDonough is going to probably face the wrath of Damian Priest pretty soon, because Damian has made it clearly known that he does not like the way McDonough keeps losing. So I don't know. I can see McDonough probably losing and getting kicked out of Judgment Day pretty soon here. Moving on, you have Ivy Nile against Candice LeRae. Candice LeRae has recently been trying to fight toward that heel role where she's just like, she's a savage now. Like, she's just absolutely like, she's crazy. Like, this girl, like, she's just, and even her tag team partner, like, she's like, oh, like, what's going on? Like, it's, ah, Candice LeRae is doing something that she probably should have did in NXT, but I guess she's doing it now, so that's the only thing that matters. Moving on, so it was Andrade against Ivar, but that was scrapped. I guess Andrade is supposed to fight Giovanni Vinci. Ivar has been he's been stated medically unfit to fight tonight, but I guess it was nothing serious, according to sources that he should be able to fight in like the foreseeable future. So nothing too crazy. So Ivar was nothing and just to kind of finish it up here, like I said before, WrestleMania setups, 2 episodes of Raw, 2 episodes of SmackDown. That's kind of WWE's last chance to kind of, cross the T's and dot the I's. Like you're trying to, build everything toward WrestleMania that you want people to see. And this is going to be the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania 40. Like, this is a big deal. WrestleMania has been, and as I mentioned before, like sports entertainment defined by WrestleMania. Like, I know a lot of people they like to talk about the Super Bowl, they like to talk about the World Series. I know the FIFA World Cup is pretty big. Absolutely. I think that's the most viewed cup like in the world, the most viewed tournament or or sports spectacle. But wrestling is up there, guys. Like WWE is seen in over 800 countries. Like it's WrestleMania, and it's not going to disappoint this year. So, like I said, if you want to become a wrestling fan, right now is the perfect time to do it. All right. Well, looking ahead, we have the Icon Sting and the WWE/WWF. I kind of go into over the weekend. I read an article about JBL interviewing the recently retired Icon Sting on why he didn't really pursue WWE careers after Turner Television went down and WWF bought WCW. So yeah, let's look further into that. Don't go anywhere.